Hi, it's Christine. We're back with Rob Garrett, and we were laughing because he's not only a consummate performer, he's a gentleman because he forgave me that faux pas, which came about because we have a mutual friend whose
Ron.
name is Ron Garrett. Do you want to say hi to him?
Hello, Ron. Ron's going to call you and thank you so much.
He owes me.
He's going to, for calling me Ron Garrett.
I know. And, I was telling myself, don't do that, because I know you both. And then our sales manager is Bruce Garrett, so you can understand there's a little scrambling going on in my head.
Yeah, because we always get, mistaken for twin brothers.
Oh, not quite, but the name is awfully, and it's just one of those things when you tell yourself, don't do that, you do it. And as to the guitar thing, like you so graciously pointed out, I mean, I look at Neil Diamond just as this consummate singer and not as a guitarist. And yes, you do pick up the guitar, but I don't think that's the focal point. It's more on the power of your voice and how you project.
Pretty much the same as it would be with him. I mean,
Right.
he's played the guitar in his shows for years, but he's not a. When you think guitarist, you think Jimi Hendrix
Exactly,
or Eric
or
Clapton and so forth.
Led Zeppelin.
Neil Diamond's a rhythm guitar player, even
Right.
though he's a very talented musician, and he's a writer, of course.
Right.
He's one of the greatest writers in history. But
What are some of your favorite? We were talking about Holly Holy, which is a song that a lot of people don't.
Holly Holy is one of the songs on my show. I look forward to doing the most because it's one of his rocking songs.
It totally is. I was
He's a
listening
rock
to it
and roll
last
Hall of
night.
Fame guy.
Right.
But I Am I Said's my favorite.
Oh, yeah, that gives you goosebumps.
America, of course.
Yes, and you do the.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hello Again, and the obligatory Sweet Caroline.
Everybody loves that. Now it's turned into the whole concert
It's-
waving and. What about Cracklin' Rosie? That
Cracklin'
was a
Rosie.
little kick butt.
Hey, we can, if you wanted to shout
Okay,
off,
well,
we can
no.
shout off hits.
Okay,
we can be here for the
do
next
that.
half an hour shouting,
We're not going to
shouting
do
off
that.
his hits.
Let's go back to you had the opening Sunday night at the Tommy Wynn Theater.
Yes,
And that went very well.
it did go very well.
I wanted to be there. I had guests in town. I was doing the airport shuttle thing, but I was thinking about, I can't wait to go
was-
see the show. You're there every Sunday?
Every Sunday. We're going to be off the 13th, but other than that, we're there every Sunday.
Okay. You do have a busy schedule. You've got, you have a Toys for Tots holiday extravaganza on
Yes,
December.
yes.
How
This will be my my fourth year doing the Toys for Tots, the annual Toys for Tots show.
Bless
This
you.
is now there are a few different Toys for Tots events going on because it's a great cause.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the children that can't they can't afford to be they either don't have parents
Yeah.
or their
Ugh.
parents can't afford to give them
So
gifts.
sad.
But the show we do is the original one, the big one. It's going to be held at the Orleans.
Great. That's a nice
on
venue.
December 18th, sponsored by Cadillac and of course the Marines. The Marines sponsor
Awesome.
the U.S. Marines, and it's a holiday show so with lots of other name acts around town.
Wonderful.
Zoe Bowie,
Chris
Chadwick
Hills.
Johnson,
Right.
Bobby Brooks Wilson,
Right.
my buddy Justin Shandor, who does Elvis at $1 Million Quartet,
Uh-huh.
and lot of great acts.
You guys are kind of like there's a little Rat Pack, isn't there? Kind of, wouldn't you say? I mean,
Yeah.
Sinatra and Dino didn't have the, whole thing on that because all you entertainers know each other and you hang out together.
Yeah.
And,
Well, we know each other. So
Some of you, I mean.
we don't all hang out with each
Right.
other, but we all know each other very, very well.
yeah, that's wonderful. I commend you.
We
for
hate
that.
each other's guts, but we know we know each other.
There would be no professional rivalry there at all. But how could it? Everybody has their own niche. So,
Right.
and you picked one of my favorites because I just I love Neil Diamond. When I was listening to it after the Terry Fader show last night, I'm a little tired today. I'm not a night person, but you are.
I've always
So
been.
I'm up at 6 and you probably got up at noon. No, whatever.
That would be
yeah,
normal.
That would be normal.
That would be normal. Crack of noon.
Yeah. How do you like the Tommy Wynn Theater? That's
I mean, I've been there before. It was the first time I ever got to perform, and compared to the other venues that I play out in Vegas, it's smaller,
okay.
so a little bit more intimate.
I like that.
I like it
personally.
too. I like it too. But I've only done one show there so far, and the first show because it was the first show, we had to work out some sound problems and so forth. And as far as I know, we're the only show with a band in there now. So, but Sunday we get to do it again. But we got
Right,
through it.
for
It was
6
great.
months.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you have other things coming up that we'll talk about in the next segment. I know your spring is bursting as all springs
But
should.
and with the Tommy Wynn Theater, at least I get to have a. I know every week I'm going to be on the strip.
How long has your band been with you? They're pretty good.
They've been. Most of them have been
Really
with
good.
me for years.
Uh-huh.
Have I changed a person here and there? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that band has been with me. My bass player and one of my guitar players have been with me for 7, 8 years, 9 years. So yeah, most of the guys have played with me a long time.
That's great. It just brings it all, together. Do
Oh,
you
yeah.
have any other charities other than the Toys for Tots?
Well, yeah,
that
I
you
do, and
support?
I mean, I've done in my 35 years, I've done just about every charity. But being Neil Diamond, I do a lot of things with the military.
That's wonderful.
And because he's always been very Americana. Neil Diamond's very Americana. So I try to do as much stuff with the military as I can. And Toys for Tots is a big one.
Right.
Again, the Marines
Right.
and so forth. But yeah, I during all those
I
years.
like it when people, and I think others appreciate it when entertainers give back to the community. It's
I consider myself one of the lucky, very,
One of the
very
lucky that
lucky
get.
ones, because this town has kept me working pretty consistently for 35 years, which is not easy to do, as you know, in this town.
I know that
And
is
so
wonderful.
you have to, karma. You have to give back. You have, it just goes along with the territory.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And again, that goes back to just how talented you are, that it can survive that. It just can't be easy. I mean, and you do a lot of your own promotional stuff, don't you?
I do. I mean, I like being hands-on.
Right.
I very, very much so. I like, till I can find someone that does it better than me, I'm the one that's going to do it.
And that can be a lot of work. I know you have your Facebook page and you have Twitters and
Yeah,
things of
and
of that
Instagram
nature.
and
Uh-huh.
Tumblr.
Instagram, Tumblr.
It goes on and on and on. Yeah.
That can be a full-time job.
It
You
is
had
a
a little
full-time
special for your friends at your show on Sunday when it opened, didn't you?
I did.
I think it's a cool idea.
On opening night, I extended. It was Black Friday weekend.
Yeah.
So I said, we're going to do our own Black Friday thing.
Awesome.
I jumped on the bandwagon. So I said, all my fans or friends, anyone that has seen me in the last year more than once, were guests of mine on
Very
opening
nice.
night.
Yeah.
So they took advantage of that, which is okay, which is good.
I would too.
Hopefully they'll come back.
Yeah, I have a feeling that, I know I plan on going. I would have gone
I hope
again,
so.
but I was
You were
just-
invited too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I hope that's still standing.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, good. Well, we'll make a date out of that.
Oh, I hope so.
So another thing that's coming up in January, I know, is Neil Diamond's 75th birthday.
Yeah.
Whoa, how did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know, but
Is he still performing? I couldn't tell you, but do you know? Or
he just about a month ago concluded a world tour, and
That's
in fact, I
amazing.
saw him. He was here in May, at Mandalay Bay.
Oh,
I saw that was my
Yeah.
16th time of seeing him.
wow.
He was in the event center at Mandalay Bay. First time for him at Mandalay Bay, because he's always played, for the most part, the MGM,
Uh-huh.
other than that Aladdin opening that we
Right,
talked about.
which he had to do. but-
Right.
I'm sorry I missed that. I was out of town at some point, but yeah.
But he was here in May, so he just finished.
Does he sound the same? I mean, what do you say?
You're asking me if he sounds the same as he did,
Nobody does, but
40 years ago.
right, but still.
He sounds good,
Uh-huh.
He's a little raspy, and
Right.
but it doesn't sound bad. It's one of his trademarks,
Yeah.
that raspiness. A little bit more raspy, but he sounds wonderful. And
Love it.
and the thing about him is that you go to a Neil Diamond concert, you're going to see people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way up to their 80s,
Yeah,
and
he's
he draws a very
timeless.
diversified crowd.
Yeah, he is.
They all love
timeless.
him,
Yeah, and I'm sure you sound as good as you did 35 years ago, and I'm going to take
I
a break
hope,
on that
yeah.
note. We're going to be back in just a minute. And again, I want to thank the Red Roof Inn for being my sponsor, and they are on Paradise Road across from the Hard Rock, conveniently close to the fabulous Strip and the airport. We'll be right back with Rob Garrett.